Hello, my fellow graduates. Today is a very big day, and I'm sure you're all excited. But to begin, I would like to first thank my mother, the one who immigrated 5,000 miles away from her family to the United States from the West African country of Mauritania. She had worked long and hard for 19 plus years to make sure she is able to take care of herself and, most importantly, her children. As she had her own tough battles for many years, she still dedicated her life to mine for all 18 years of my life. Just by always witnessing how she carried herself, she will forever and always be the strongest woman I know. And she's shown me that her only goal is that I am able to hold many opportunities that she never got the chance to hold. I like to think about how I'm the first of many things to my mother. Her firstborn child, the first to graduate high school in our family, the first generation college student, and to be the first in my high school class rank. But I can't say that I'm the only one who carries many first occurrences. To be the first senior class to move out of the old Felicity Place building and to graduate from the new Work Road building. To be the very first senior class to speak up and protest about the opportunity to eat lunch outside. To be the very first senior class to unfortunately have our senior year cut short. To be the very first senior class to present our senior projects successfully virtually. And lastly, to be the very first senior class to receive our diplomas not on the great stage, but in our cars. From that, we made Gamble history, and we will definitely leave a significant mark. It is a true honor to be the valedictorian of this special class of Gamble Montessori. The class I've known and loved since our culminating 8th grade trip to Pigeon Key, Florida. The class filled with future cosmetologists, counselors, journalists, business owners, lawyers, nurses, pharmacists, physicians, and so much more. Although we have faced many unfortunate events this year, we still have so many things that lie ahead of us. Many of us are ready to start our next chapter by fulfilling any of the 3E pathways, but due to this ongoing pandemic, many things are still up in the air in terms of if we will start our new chapter the way we expect. But we should not and will not let COVID-19 block our way to success and greatness. One way to go about that is to carry hope and to never let go of it. One of our beloved Gamble staff, Mr. Duong, gave me some really good advice on the concept of hope that I would like to share with you all. He said, hope is the belief that the future will be better than the present and that you have the power to make it so. He also said that whenever we dream about the future, we tend to think about all the possibilities we have for ourselves, but we have to stay honest and say that none of those options are not going to have obstacles and struggles. We have faced countless amounts of obstacles and struggles since the very first day of freshman year, but now here we are, May 22nd, more than ready to receive the major item that signifies both an end to a journey and the gateway for a new one. As we all expected to close this chapter off with the chance to say our close and proper goodbyes, we can only sadly do it from a distance now. But we should still carry on to that same hope that we will get the chance to reunite without the social distancing guidelines. I am so proud of all of us, especially seeing how much each and every one of us has grown physically and intellectually. We have become the most determined, resilient, and the most compassionate class I've ever seen, and I will truly miss each and every one of you way more than I miss you guys now. As I will soon head off to The Ohio State University along with all of you who will be starting your new journey, my heart has grown more because I know that we will all overcome this. Always keep in mind that there are hidden blessings in every struggle. So on behalf of Gamble Montessori's class of 2020, I say that we should take our very last stance of honor as students and rise as new adults in the real world of great responsibility. So to every one of my graduating classmates, I wish you all the absolute best and utmost success. Please continue to work hard and persevere, especially during times like this. Thank you, and chomp chomp.
Gamble Montessori class of 2020, what's up? My name is Indiaja Fowler, and I am a part of the class of 2012 of Gamble Montessori. We were the second ever graduating class. I was at Gamble back when we were called Westside Montessori, and I remember we got to vote on the green and purple colors that you guys have today. I won't tell you if I voted for them or not. We also got to pick the Gator mascot, and it was really cool to be a part of that sort of foundation of Gamble and to see all that Gamble is now and has become. I hope you guys know that you are crossing over today into a very young but very rich legacy. Some of the most amazing people in the world work at Gamble, have worked at Gamble, and were students at Gamble. So, congratulations on the overcoming and reaching this huge, huge pivotal point in your life, graduating high school. So, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. Just so you can kind of relate to who I am. I grew up in Cincinnati. I was born and raised in Cincinnati. I grew up downtown, or the West End, as some people call it. I was born to a single mother who was a teen mother, and I have a lot of younger siblings, and we had a lot of financial hardships that we had to overcome. And I know, like many of you, you have clawed your way to this point. And I just want to commend you because I too had to face a lot of obstacles just to get to where I am today. So I want to tell you about a few of them and then just give you some words of wisdom as you move on in this journey. So, like I said, I grew up with a single mother, lots of younger siblings, spent most of my time babysitting, helping my younger siblings with homework. I had a lot of responsibility at a very young age. I had 3 jobs my sophomore, junior, and senior year because I wanted to make sure that I could save up for college. I had the chance to buy my own car, and I just really decided that I wasn't going to let my circumstances define who I was. When I was a sophomore, my father had made some not so great decisions, and those decisions almost cost both of us our lives. We were forced to we were robbed and kidnapped at gunpoint, and I was forced to watch as he was beaten to within an inch of his life. And it was one of the most traumatic moments of my life. It was terrifying, it was scary, and I definitely felt like I was at a crossroads as far as if I was going to let this trauma define me and keep me, or if I was going to continue to live my life, because the world around me kept going despite everything that I was going through. I even remember the 8th grade trip, the Florida Keys trip. I hope you guys still do that trip. And knowing that it was going to cost so much money and knowing that there was no way that my mom could afford it, but there was a legendary Gamble teacher who gave us 1,000,001 lectures and motivational speeches about fundraising and how we have to take our circumstances into our own hands. And with her help and with the help of other teachers, I was able to actually raise all that money on my own and still go on that trip. And it was one of the most defining moments of my life because I realized then in 8th grade that even though life had given me certain circumstances, had given me certain obstacles, it was still my decision how I chose to react and respond to those obstacles. If I was going to let it stop me, or if I was going to let it be a launching point. So from then on, I was able to get a scholarship and go to college where I wanted to. I graduated with 2 degrees and a teaching certificate. I started teaching middle school. I married my high school sweetheart, and we settled down here in Georgia. Since then, I have earned my master's degree, and I will start the highest degree you can earn, which is a doctorate degree. I'll start that in August. And I just say all that to say that no matter what obstacles or trials or situations that you guys may be facing or have faced or will face, you always get the opportunity to choose how you respond. You don't get to choose those circumstances or those situations, but you always get to choose how you respond. You get to choose whether you're going to allow the lemons and the rocks that life throws at you, if you're going to allow those to knock you down, or if you're going to allow those to help you grow and to learn from them and to make something out of it. All of the decisions that you're about to make from this moment forward have lifelong consequences that you can't even begin to imagine right now. Things like who you date and who you'll end up marrying, who you decide to start a family with, if you'll start establishing your credit now, if you'll start, taking out loans and gathering debt, or if you'll start, whatever path you choose to take right now will affect you for so many years, whether you go to college or start some sort of certification program or develop a skill, start a business. All of these things have implications on the future. Will you start a retirement fund? Because you won't always be young. I know right now it kind of feels like, you have the rest of your life and it's so long and everything, you just want to focus on living, but this is really a chance for you to set yourself up for success. And really at the forefront of your mind every day, you want to be thinking, am I making the decisions to make myself better tomorrow? Am I making decisions that'll make my life easier tomorrow, that'll make my life more enjoyable tomorrow? And I would say, for me, if you ask me what the key to success is in life, because I think everybody loves giving the key to success, I would say the key to success is establishing a community. And I learned that right here at Gamble. We had community meetings and class meetings and all that kind of stuff. And when you're younger, when you're in elementary school and high school, you don't really get to choose your community. They're kind of chosen for you. It's your teachers, maybe it's your church family, your actual family. But as you grow older, and especially now that you guys are graduating high school, you will be responsible for establishing your own community. And you want to make sure that this community is full of people who are dependable and who are committed to your well-being and your success. And that will make life just so much more joyful, so much more rich, and will help you always be pushed into a trajectory that is full of success and value. So I would definitely say number one thing is establish a community, find mentors, don't get debt. I would say it's probably the most important thing. Stay away from debt if you can. Establish a good credit. All those kind of things. Learn as much as you can. Learning does not stop once you graduate high school. There's so much more of the world, so much more that you need to know. And I think, I want to make sure that you guys understand that it doesn't necessarily get easier from here, but you get better. Life's not a race, it's a marathon, and you're really only competing against a lesser cool version of yourself. And so remember that, because in community, it's easy to kind of look at other people and see what they're accomplishing and what they're doing and, all the goals that they've set and achieved, and kind of feel down about yourself. But comparison's a thief of joy. And you really just have to look at yourself and say, am I better than who I was yesterday? Am I better than who I was last year? Am I better than who I was 5 years ago? And that's what's important. Are you constantly improving, constantly growing, constantly loving the people around you and taking care of the people around you? Because that's what makes life fun. That's what makes life rich. And being able to look at decisions that you've made in the past and be proud of them and to feel like you have set yourself up well is a very fulfilling feeling. But Aaron and Vote and Jason all have my contact information. And if you guys ever want to reach out or need some advice or anything like that, I would love to connect with you all. They all have my contact information, my email address, so feel free to reach out. I want to just wish you a huge congratulations. I'm so proud of you all. I know you have fought your way to get to this point through blood, sweat, and tears, and I just want to let you know you made it, but it's not over. There are so many more decisions that you have to make, and you will all be great because you are part of the Gamble legacy, and that is strong and rich. So congratulations, class of 2020, and I wish you all the best.